Anyways, so quick recap, don't like games. We're going to say what the reason was for Experimental. And this is the reason. We think games, decentralized games, are the gateway DApp. All right? We think games will lead the path to cryptocurrencies adoption and to blockchain technologies adoption. And this is actually something Mac, who is one of the founders at CryptoKitties, tweeted out a couple of weeks ago, which is an amazing proof of what I just said. A guy named Brady sends an email to the CryptoKitties founder saying, "You officially made my wife as happy as she can be tonight. She's hooked on CryptoKitties and never touched a Bitcoin wallet, much less Ethereum wallet before. Now she knows how to manage private keys, knows how to set gas, and can't stop playing." So this is what we think will happen with games. We think people, they find it as a fun thing to do. It's addictive. People like it. So they will start learning about cryptocurrencies, about blockchain, about the whole thing. And this is a trend. This was provided by our friends at State of the Dapps, which is a website that lists all the existing dApps. And this is what people search for when they're on their website. And it's funny because cryptocurrencies started being something related to finance, right? But you can see here that games are the first thing people look for. Obviously, developers realized that, and this is also from State of the Dapps. And you can see how last year it was a staggering growth, right? So we think this is going to happen, and I mean this is happening. And the reason why this is happening is the following. I think we've been over this today already, and you probably all know this. But I'm going to go over this really fast. Basically, true ownership, we all know what that is. You can actually own the assets you pay for, and you can use one asset you bought on CryptoWars, which is our game, into CryptoKitties or any other. That's what we call cross-game asset portability. Then liquidity, you could literally sell your CryptoKitty and go pay your rent or whatever. You can use the cash you're using in the game for your real life, which is great. It's amazing. And then fairness or security. Everything is on the blockchain. Everything is public. Everything is open source. No one can handle things the wrong way. So these are the three reasons why we see everything going this way. And this is what we saw, and this is why we decided to do this company. Other than that we are blockchain fans and we want this to move forward and to have adoption. This is the business opportunity we saw, right? So we have horizontal axis centralized to decentralized, vertical axis simple to complex. So left upper corner, we have amazing games like EVE Online, which has like the biggest in-game economy ever. Age of Empires, Clash of Clans, the games we all know that are really complex but are completely centralized. Then you have simple games, Flappy Bird. You probably all remember Flappy Bird, right? The Cookie Clicker, also centralized but really, really simple. And then we identified decentralized games but that are super simple, right? Like CryptoKitties and the 1,000 clones that came up after. There are like 1,000 collectible games now. And there are some hybrids, that are like collectibles, but also, have some kind of economy or in-game. At least you can do something inside the game. But there was nothing here in the right upper corner. We couldn't find anything complex and completely decentralized. That's why we decided to build CryptoWars, which I'm going to tell you now what it is, but that's our first game. And this is CryptoWars. We're on an alpha. CryptoWars is the first strategy game to be completely run on smart contracts. It fully runs on smart contracts. And basically, the gameplay is the following. You create your village. You can create your buildings. You can start mining resources. Then you summon an army, and you can go attack your opponents. Yeah, it's a huge economy, in-game economy, really complex. And basically, you could go attack anyone and get their tokens, or you can get attacked and obviously get your tokens stolen. It is always a bit more complex because there are bots, and so as someone said today, AIs fight with AIs, and then users fight with users. But we actually embrace the use of bots. We think it's it's going to be fun to see how people build bots and fight with other bots. Sorry, as I said, this is in a closed alpha right now. I'm going to show you a bit the gameplay. This is the first time we show it publicly, so we'll see. Anyways, this is the first thing you see. This is your dashboard. My village is called Cryptoland. You have your gold, you have your crystal, you have your ERC20 tokens. We have a token called Experimental token, which is the in-game currency for all our games, this one and all the future games. As you see here, all your resources. Here it's what you're building, your barracks with your army, research, your alliance. You can have allies and go attack all together one big target, for example. This is pretty interesting. It's called boosts. We want this game to be free to play, so you don't have to actually spend money to play. But the way to do this and also be able to steal and win tokens, we found this way. So you can stack tokens into your village, which makes you more powerful, but also it makes you a bigger target because there are tokens in your village to be stolen. This is already working. Our community is trying it. This is also working. This is the buildings section. You can build your city center, your gold mine, your crystal mine, your storage is everything. This is pretty cool and working. And this is where you create your army. So basically now we have only 3 characters. We can expand this as much as we want. We have an archer, we have a warrior or a knight, and we have guardians. Obviously the stats are different for the 3. You can create as many as you want of these to form your army and go attack the other players. This is also working. Remember this, everything runs on smart contracts, nothing else. So it was a pretty big challenge. And this is what we're going to launch soon, which is the battle system. You can select how many warriors you want, how many archers, how many guardians, and then just send them to attack somewhere else. Here you see all your potential targets and what's going to be the outcome, how many tokens you're going to get if you attack, or if you can even take revenge on someone that attacked you, and blah blah blah. We hope to have this ready in a couple months, probably in like 2 months. We're working hard on this. All this is running on our proof of authority network on the testnet. All right, now this is a bit something, there is a really big part of this, which is the team and the community. The thing is, this was a huge challenge. It was not just a game. It was, again, the whole thing needs to run on smart contracts, which is a super big challenge. So I'm going to just go through the team really quick. This is us, Luciano and I. We built a company a couple of years ago. We sold it and then decided to start Experimental. We have some experience building startups, but this is actually a team building the game. They're mostly blockchain developers, also game developers, then UI UX. But the thing was, okay, we're 8 people. This wasn't enough to build this huge thing. So we decided to create what we call the Experimental community. The Experimental community is a community of 300 people with who share one vision. These are just a few of the collaborators we have in our community. We decided to select some of them that are here. Mike is the CEO at Science VC, which is a great VC, blockchain VC. Arthur and Seb from Pixel. Rudy, a game developer who's here. The founders at Alto. The guy from Dub Radar, who's also here. We have, a pretty great community. Actually, the CEO at Beyond the Void, he's also part of the community. It's pretty nice. And the main idea of this was, we let all these guys test the games in the alpha and the beta, give us feedback. I think the Refreeroom guy was saying that it's really hard to get feedback on this kind of games because it's complicated. It's not like a normal game. So we decided to do this to solve that. Basically, the community has two main tasks. One is to fund our early stages because we have a small pre-sale. So basically, I think I have a slide for that. Yeah. They have to join the community, they have to invest from 1 to 10 Ether, but they have to get accepted first. We only accept people who we think will add more value than only Ether. And the benefits they get is to vote, to vote for the future games, to test and to give feedback, to help us build the games. And they also get like an economic bonus. They get 100% token bonus for their investment. And this is a really hard task because it's 300 people that are like-minded, that need to be really engaged and need to understand how blockchain gaming works. So it was a big challenge. We're still building it. We're not 300 yet. This is a bit on how the community is composed. There are some startup founders, some dub devs, a couple scientists, economists, product managers, blockchain gamers. We try to have like a really diverse community because people actually help us with different tasks. It's not always the same. We also have a couple VCs, accredited investors that we accepted only because at some point we will need to raise real money in order to market the game. And this is anyways, from all the applications we get, we only accept around 4 to 5% of them, and this is mainly because all the applications we get are speculators, people trying to buy low and sell high, and they don't give a damn about the game, the economy. They just don't give a fuck. They just want to make money. Sorry for the word. Yeah. So it's really hard to find the right people. So if you're interested and you think you can help us and you believe in this, please apply. We would love to meet you. And now I'm going to leave you with Francisco, who's going to tell you how to scale something this big.
Thank you. It's working?
Hi. Hi. How are you guys? I'm going to go a little bit quick right now because I don't have too much time left. But like Matias said, we are working on a really complex game. It's a really big project right now. So first of all, I would like to talk a little bit about our roadmap for the next few months in this kind of game. First of all, I will talk about the main problems of doing a game in the Ethereum mainnet. First of all, is the cost. Right now, it's way too expensive to run all these kind of projects on the mainnet. As you can see, for example, like a simple function like creating a village, it would be around like $5 for a player. Creating a building would be like around $3. So right now it's way too expensive to run this on the mainnet, like I said. The other big problem is high latency and stability. Right now the net is not ready for this amount of transactions, so that would impact directly on the user experience, and that's not good. Thinking of all of this, what we thought of part of the solution for our first alpha release, it was to isolate the project and build our own testnet. Thanks to Puppet and AWS, we built our own proof of authority private network. This is kind of good because with this you can like forget about the costs and the scalability issues that you are gonna face on the mainnet. The problem is that you are offering fake tokens right now, so players are playing with fake tokens and fake E11, so you can see the real behavior on that. The other problem is that it's centralized because we own the network, the private network, and the miner on it. So, but I mean, for the first steps, it would be cool. It was cool. For testing, was cool. It was great, and we are very happy with the results actually. But now, like we want to start scaling a little bit and growing a little bit. We have to think in the short future. So for our second alpha release, we want to do a kind of a plasma MVP on our private network. We are also talking with some app-specific sidechains like Loom, that they have a delegate proof of stake protocol, and in that way we will be moving from a more centralized system with our current private network to a more decentralized system, thanks to this one, thanks to this. The issue right here is that we don't think it's still enough secure to handle money. So it's going to be, again, fake money, fake tokens, and we can't see the real behavior on that. But I mean, it's just a kind of good way to start scaling and using some new technologies. After that, for our beta release, we really hope to have a solution with sidechains and to be able to like deal with scalability and cost and security issues. And that way we will be able to move to the Ethereum main network, and that would be awesome. And from that point, we will start, of course, a game adjustment economy, because now the players are playing for real money, so that would be great. And we're hoping to finally, in the beta, or a little bit after that, go public access and make the game available for anyone that wants to play it and try it. And also, we have to build, we want to build the mobile app so you can run CryptoWars and other projects like any other game on tablets, phones, and on any other device. I mean, that was kind of a, how much time? Yeah, that was kind of a little bit of a roadmap for like our project, and maybe you can like see the future right here with your projects. But now I would love to talk about our big thing, our feature that we're working right now. That is our experimental marketplace, where you're going to be able to find, like any other games, skins and collectibles and all that kind of stuff. These are not the real skins. This is just a placeholder, but you can see the placeholder here on the design. So why are we doing this? Because everyone is doing it and it's working great. People love skins. Fucking love skins. It's amazing. And everyone is doing it. Like a big game like Fortnite, League of Legends, Counter-Strike. Trust me, I know these ones. Way too much money wasted there. But also the small ones, because they just work. People love skins. The main thing that I want to notice, I want to talk about this, is that we are not just making skins or collectibles just for CryptoWars. We really want to do, and we're working on a shared NFT protocol or shared non-fungible token protocol. So that way you're going to be able to use your, for example, this hat that you could buy on our store, to use it not only on CryptoWars and all other experimental games, but also on like CryptoKitties or Decentraland or any other apps that wants to use our protocol and to make an integration to maybe, or an implementation to that specific collectible in their game. So you are going to be able to maybe like a hat, like I say, in CryptoWars, Decentraland, or any other app that wants to implement our protocol and use it. Sadly, we don't have too much time. We can't like talk about all these in depth. But if you really want to know a little bit more, we can chat after that, and we will be like very glad to talk about.
All right. All right, yeah, guys.
Thank you so much.
Sorry. If you're interested in following this, this is Twitter, this is our Telegram. There's a pretty interesting conversation about crypto games happening here. So join us here. And if you want to apply for the community I told you about, it's e11.io. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have very quickly to state?
Oh, sorry.
We'll have one question.
Questions, all right.
We'll have one question, and Matias is going to be on a panel later on, so we'll try and make some time for questions there as well if there's more.
Cool.
Yes.
Anyone have any questions? Gentleman over there, just wait for the microphone, please. If you can tell us who you are and what company you're with.
Hey, I'm Jim from eMoon, a decentralized marketplace. I saw you mentioned Ether Goo up there, and I noticed you also mentioned that you have the ability to steal people's tokens in your game, and I know they were kind of one of the first to pioneer that. It's like an interesting idea that your money can be stolen out of a smart contract. Could you just talk a little more about that and how it works out in the gameplay?
What do you mean it could be stolen off the smart contract? I mean,
or no, the in-game play, you allow people to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Get your tokens can be taken out of.
Yeah.
Your possession.
Yeah, that's how it works. Basically, it's not the thing. The complicated thing there would be if there was randomness in the game, and there is no randomness at all. It's all strategy. So basically, you can plan whatever you're gonna do, and you know if you'll lose or you'll win, and you just have to use your brain and say, okay, this is a good strategy or it's not. If it is not, then just don't do it because you're gonna get your tokens stolen. But yeah, I mean, players who the players who sign up for CryptoWars have to know their tokens could be stolen. The thing is, so basically, I would have to, let me see if I can, oh, this is not working anymore. Anyways, in the dashboard, you have your wealth or how many tokens you have, and that doesn't mean people can steal all of those. They can only steal the ones you use to boost your village.
Yeah, you put on stake.
Exactly.
You are going to be able to put on stake some amount of that currency that you have, and you are going to be able to get some boosts on some effects doing that, or you're also going to be a bigger target for attacks.
So at any time, you know how much they're going to steal from you if they win. If you don't want to get your tokens stolen, just don't stake them. That's basically it.
It's a cool idea. How's the community reacting to the whole idea of stealing tokens?
No, well, the thing is, I think CryptoWars, yeah, they're very excited. Yeah, they really like the concept of actually being able to make money with their, out of their gameplay, out of their strategy, and not just randomly, betting or whatever. So actually being able to think as if it was any other kind of work or job. Yeah.